Hello friends, and welcome to the latest issue of the Wiser newsletter. As you can see, I'm still down at the beach. Sorry for any background noise that's going on. It's Sunday morning and life is pretty much returning back to normal here in southern Spain. This week I'm going to be talking about Facebook, and particularly their move towards a digital wallet and what this all means to the third of the world's population who are already Facebook users. To read the full article, go over to the website, and the link is here. And remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like what we're talking about and if you like this subject. Another piece of good news is that this week I was included in the Analytica list of the who's who in fintech. This is a top 100 list of influencers and people in the social media scene that have something to say and are worth following. I don't know why they picked me, but they did. Now let's look at Facebook. And it's their World Domination Strategy that I'm interested in this week, and particularly the announcement that came about Novi, the connected wallet for a connected world. Novi is Facebook's digital wallet. It allows users to move digital money between Facebook's apps for free and easily. And it is going to be hugely disruptive. You only have to look at China and what has happened with WeChat to see what is going to happen here. And this is big news because Novi will leverage the Facebook network of 2.7 billion users to provide a cheaper, easier and more convenient way to move money. In so doing, it will both increase the value of Facebook and drive even further usage from its global user base. And it will seriously upset the apple cart and challenge the established but slow and expensive incumbent financial systems. As nation states grapple with how they will embrace the digital era, and particularly central bank digital currencies, whilst looking east and watching as China lead the way, Facebook see the opportunity to establish a first mover global advantage in the digital currency space. Now, what does that all mean? Well, it's simple. It's sending money as easy as sending a message. Today, the world is run on a network of financial systems that are slow, costly and siloed. And when you send money through a text message or via a mobile phone, you're still using the underlying system, and there's a cost and friction to that. Now, one of the big beneficiaries of a Facebook digital wallet would be the unbanked, and it is estimated that there are globally around 1.7 billion people, which is more than 1 in 5 of the global population, without a basic bank account. And that's without counting the many more who are simply underserved by the existing systems. These are people who have been left behind and left out when it comes to mobile payments, bank transfers and the like. They are stuck in a cash-only economy. It was the goal of financial inclusion that proved to be a huge driver in China when they awarded banking licenses to Alipay and WeChat in 2014. The fintech revolution that followed had the effect of turning China into a very near cashless society. Now, these old world barriers are particularly obvious when it comes to moving money internationally, known as remittances or cross-border payments. Even today, with all the digitalisation that's been implemented across the network of financial systems, the average cost to consumers for moving money across borders is still around 6 to 7%. And it can take up to 3 days to move money across these systems, many of them designed in the 1970s and still in use today. The issue is particularly acute in the United States, where its payments infrastructure is arguably the worst of any developed country in the world. Meanwhile, China is building a digital trading and payments infrastructure for the 21st century, with trading systems exploiting the efficiency of blockchain technology and a central bank digital currency. China is light years ahead of the US when it comes to digital payments. Now, the reality is that if the West was inventing a money system today for moving money around, it would not have started here. Instead, today's financial systems would need to be defined as global, not local, open, not closed, interoperable, not proprietary, real-time, not batch, cheap, not costly, and compliant, which they are today. We would design a system that would enable money to be moved seamlessly, and where money could be coded to behave differently depending on different circumstances. Let me give you an example. Take stimulus checks, a blunt financial instrument where the government has no idea how the taxpayers' money has been spent once it has been posted to the citizen. Now imagine this. Imagine sending the citizen digital money that was programmed with a smart contract that prevented that money from being spent anywhere other than, say, a supermarket or an essential retailer. And it prohibited that money being spent on scratch cards or Robinhood. Now, in this blog post from David Marcus this week of the Dime Association, Marcus announced Novi, and he said this: it's an interoperable digital wallet that will enable people and eventually small businesses to move money around domestically and internationally in a quick and affordable way. And this is what it means, very simply. A user puts real money into the Novi digital wallet. The real money is used to buy digital money, which is also known as a token, which in Facebook's case is called Dime. But it could be another digital currency. And think of it like this. It's like going to a casino and buying $100 worth of chips, with each chip being a token of value. Now imagine that instead of each token being a physical casino chip, they are actually a digital code that you can see, count and audit through your Novi digital wallet on your mobile phone. Now let's assume that the currency is dime for this explanation, and let's pretend that $1 equals 1 dime. So you load $100 onto your Novi wallet, and now you have 100 dime inside the Facebook ecosystem. Now you will be able to send a message on Messenger or WhatsApp to your friend, family, merchant, whoever, and attach Dime to the message. So let's say that you're in the United States and I'm here in Spain and you want to send me $25. With Novi, all you do is send me a WhatsApp message with 25 Dime attached, and it goes from your Novi wallet into my Novi wallet. It cost you nothing to send the message, and it was instant. A minute ago you had 25 Dime, now I have it. It's as though we were stood physically side by side and you handed me $25 of cash. Now we are virtually side by side and you have digitally handed me $25 of cash, only in the form of Dime. Now with the 25 Dime in my Novi wallet, I can now spend it or send it to anybody within the Facebook ecosystem without any cost to you or me. Everyone's dimes get moved around the Facebook ecosystem, being spent with merchants or sent to family and friends with no need to ever take it out of Facebook's financial system. Now, once you see what is happening here, it is easy to comprehend how Novi will be massively disruptive to the US banking system, let alone the global payments and remittances space. Overnight, Facebook would enable the 7 out of 10 Americans who use the platform to be able to send and spend money with only a Facebook, WhatsApp or Instagram account and a mobile phone. In the United States, it is estimated that the number of unbanked is over 60 million people. Now, some can't get a bank account and some choose not to for various reasons, but it's highly likely that many of them will have a Facebook account and a mobile phone. Why would they ever need a bank account from now on? And in the same way that Amazon Marketplace is the number one place to go and buy and sell stuff, Facebook's Novi could quickly become the de facto money platform. Now, if you think this is all a bit far-fetched, take a look at WeChat. WeChat was the first platform globally to combine a social network with a payment system. This did not escape Mark Zuckerberg's notice. He said, "At first I thought WeChat was a little overhyped. It's just WhatsApp for China, right? How good can a social network really be if it's not owned by us? Then I linked my bank card and I thought, wow, now I get it." Now, given this, it is no surprise to see that the Facebook strategy for Novi follows the WeChat playbook. Number 1, make it compelling to put money in. Number 2, make it easy to move money around. And number 3, make more and more reasons to keep money in. This is what WeChat did back in 2014 when they first entered the digital payment space in China. WeChat took the tradition of the red envelope where family members give each other money on special occasions, and they made it digital. With the WeChat app, users could easily and cheaply gift money to each other. This was both a compelling reason to put money into the WeChat app and made it easy to move it around. WeChat then added more and more ways for users to spend money from within the WeChat app, such as paying bills, doing the shopping, buying holidays, etc. This encouraged users to leave their money inside the WeChat digital wallet. The network effect took care of the rest. As more people started to put yen into the digital wallet, the value of using WeChat increased. And very quickly, the WeChat digital wallet became the de facto alternative to handling cash. Now, to give you an idea as to how important this is to Facebook, let's have a quick look at the metaverse. Zuckerberg's strategy for Facebook is all wrapped up in this notion of the metaverse. Around 3 years ago, Zuckerberg posted a long article that set out his strategic vision for Facebook. He explains it as a fundamental shift for Facebook from an open sharing platform to a network of private communications. But this shift creates a challenge to the Facebook business model, which is totally dependent on an open sharing platform to feed the advertising revenues that Facebook runs on. Zuckerberg's answer is to shift Facebook's business model into 3 areas. Number 1, the creator economy, where individuals like me use the platform to create value. Number 2 is e-commerce, where Facebook becomes a marketplace. Having a digital wallet is fundamental to this. And finally, it is the next computing platform. In other words, this is mixed reality and Facebook's investment in virtual and augmented reality tech, where AI enriches the human-machine interaction. And if you want to get a taste for what the next computing platform means, watch this little video clip of Mark Zuckerberg demonstrating the Facebook Horizon workrooms.
In 5 years from now, people are going to be able to live where they want and work from wherever they want. But are going to be able to feel present as if they're together when they're doing that.
Do you have a favorite feature to use in here?
Yeah.
Something that you think is very cool?
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of things that I really like. I mean, one is that you can just dynamically change the layout of the room. So, I mean, here, we're in a room layout that's designed for conversation. I can switch us really quickly. So now we're in a presentation setting.
Yes.
So that's pretty neat.
And
then,
I have to say, this doesn't look like the future of remote working to me, but then what would I know? That's all for this week's issue of the Wiser newsletter on YouTube. And for this week's article, which goes into a lot more detail, follow the link in the comments section and just go over to the Wiser newsletter page anyway and check out all of the other great material that we've got there. And remember, if you've liked this video, hit the subscribe button. Find me on Twitter, find me on LinkedIn, where I'm posting stuff every single day to provide you with insights and information, because insight and information gives you leverage. Thanks for listening. Till next week. Have a good day.